It was the evening of September 2nd, 1666, and the city of London slept under a restless sky. The day had been unusually hot and dry, leaving the city's timber buildings brittle and thirsty for disaster. London in the 17th century was a maze of narrow, winding streets, wooden homes stacked close together, and marketplaces bursting with barrels of pitch, hay, and oil. The city was alive with wealth from trade, yet also vulnerable, an accident waiting to happen. In the early hours of the morning, a small flame flickered in Thomas Farriner's bakery on Pudding Lane. Perhaps a spark leaped from the oven to a stack of firewood, or maybe an ember smoldered unnoticed beneath the floorboards. Whatever the cause, that tiny spark became the match that ignited a tragedy. Within minutes, fire spread from the bakery to neighboring homes. A sudden wind from the east fanned the flames, turning a small blaze into an unstoppable inferno. By dawn, the city was on the verge of panic. Bells rang in frantic warning, and Londoners scrambled to save what little they could. Flames leaped across streets, devouring shops, warehouses, and homes. Families fled carrying trunks, paintings, and heirlooms, while others abandoned everything to outrun the firestorm. The Great Fire of London was more than a natural disaster. It was a lesson carved into history about wealth, urban planning, and resilience. In just 4 days, it destroyed nearly 13,200 houses, 87 churches, and iconic buildings like St. Paul's Cathedral. But out of the ashes, a new London emerged. Stronger, wealthier, and safer. This is not just a story about the past. It's a story about economic survival, urban rebirth, and a question that still haunts us today. Could a fire like this devastate a modern city like London or New York in 2035? Stay with me as we explore the fiery journey from chaos to rebirth, the wealth lost and rebuilt, and the lessons history offers for our cities and economies today. To understand the magnitude of the Great Fire of London, we need to step back into 17th century London. The city was the beating heart of England's trade empire, thriving from the wealth of colonial goods, spices, silk, and precious metals. Yet, this prosperity was fragile. London before the fire. The city's population was around 350,000, making it one of the largest in Europe. Streets were narrow, with overhanging wooden homes stacked like tinderboxes. Open fireplaces and candles lit the night, and fire brigades were non-existent. The summer of 1666 was brutally dry. Wells were low, and a strong wind swept through the city. These were perfect conditions for catastrophe. On September 2nd, 1666, around 1 a.m., a small fire ignited in Thomas Farriner's bakery. By the time neighbors noticed, the flames had already reached the roof. The Lord Mayor of London, Sir Thomas Bloodworth, was called to assess the danger. Famously, he dismissed the fire with the words, "A woman could piss it out." That fateful hesitation allowed the fire to spiral into chaos. Day 1. By morning, the fire raged uncontrollably. The wooden houses acted as fuel, and tar from shipyards along the Thames fed the inferno. Smoke turned the sky black as Londoners ran to the river, loading what possessions they could onto boats. Day 2. The wind grew stronger, pushing flames toward the heart of the city. Shops, warehouses, and the Royal Exchange were reduced to ash. The fire reached St. Paul's Cathedral, its wooden scaffolding catching first. Witnesses described molten lead flowing down the streets like rivers of fire. Day 3. Desperation spread. Officials ordered the demolition of houses to create fire breaks, but it was too late for many. Looting began, and thousands of families were left homeless. Day 4. The wind finally died, and the fire lost its strength. Smoldering ruins stretched across the city. London was unrecognizable, a gray skeleton of a once bustling capital. The damage was staggering. 436 acres destroyed 80,000 people, homeless economic losses that rippled across Europe. Yet, amid the devastation, lay opportunity. The fire cleared centuries of decay, setting the stage for modern London's rebirth. Fast forward to August 2025. London is now a fortress of glass, steel, and technology. But are we really safe from a catastrophe of similar scale? The Great Fire taught us about urban vulnerability, and those lessons echo loudly in today's world. Modern cities face new risks. Climate change, rising temperatures, and prolonged droughts increase urban fire risks. Overpopulation. Megacities pack millions into dense clusters, just like 1666 London. Infrastructure fragility, electrical grids, gas lines, and data centers are all potential fire catalysts. If a fire or any disaster struck London today, the economic consequences would dwarf 1666. The city is a global financial hub, influencing the USA economy and UK economy directly. Billions in assets, trade, and insurance markets could vanish in days. Recent history shows how fragile urban systems can be. 2017. Grenfell Tower fire exposed high-rise vulnerabilities. 2020. California wildfires cost over $19 billion in damages. 2023. Maui wildfire devastated a historic town in hours. What if a cyber attack or infrastructure failure triggered a modern Great Fire in 2035? The stakes are far higher now. The economic and social impacts of the 1666 fire were immediate and profound. Loss of wealth, businesses collapsed, and merchants faced ruin. Rise of insurance. The disaster birthed fire insurance, with companies like Lloyd's of London growing from the ashes. Urban reforms. Wider streets, brick houses, and the Rebuilding Act of 1667 reshaped the city. In the modern context, a similar event would shatter global markets. Banks, stock exchanges, and tech data centers could suffer catastrophic interruptions. Real estate, insurance, and urban economies would feel ripple effects for decades. The human impact is equally critical. Mass displacement, housing crises, and social unrest often follow urban disasters. History tells us that cities can survive, but only through innovation and adaptability. In preparing for this video, we consulted fictionalized experts to explore the future risks. Dr. Helena Marsh, urban historian. The Great Fire was inevitable given London's structure. Today, our glass towers may seem safer, but urban fire risk has evolved, not vanished. Michael Tran, financial analyst. A major urban fire in London or New York could trigger a $1 trillion loss in global markets. Insurance systems would struggle to absorb it. Alicia Green, climate scientist. By 2035, hotter summers and extreme droughts will increase urban fire risk by 40%. Cities must prepare for events like 1666 again. Looking toward 2035, history offers clear warnings. Megacity fires, climate change may spark urban infernos even in advanced cities. Insurance revolutions. Just like 1666, disasters will drive new financial systems for risk management. AI and smart cities, automated drones, fire suppression systems, and predictive analytics could prevent another 1666. But the question remains, will we act before history repeats itself? The Great Fire of London is not just a chapter in a history book, it is a mirror held to the present. A single spark in 1666 changed the course of a city and its economy forever. From the ashes, London rose stronger, pioneering insurance and urban planning. In 2025 and beyond, we face new sparks, climate threats, cyber risks, and economic fragility. History whispers a warning. Those who forget the past are doomed to repeat it. So I ask you, could your city survive another Great Fire? Comment below, subscribe for more historical insights, and remember, wealth and history are always intertwined.